Professor of Humanities at the State University of New York Maritime College, and joins me now live. Mark, great to have you. So, I mean, it's quite a list, and when you put it all together, it looks very damning. But of course, investigators and prosecutors have to prove wrongdoing beyond reasonable doubt, and that's a tall order.
Absolutely. I mean, in other words, this is a president who, believe it or not, has been impeached twice. This is a historical record. We only had 3 impeachments in the entire history, and this president was impeached twice and was not convicted. And as you say, he has a whole array of cases, including the ones that we just saw, which was the search of his safe in Mar-a-lago, and today's depositions. And so far, it is not very clear in terms of what does the government want to prove in connection with his activities. And the point is, it's an important point that you made, this was a civil inquiry today with Letitia James, the Attorney General. The district attorney, Alvin Bragg, has been saying that he is going to pursue the criminal investigation. But interestingly enough, historically, there was a grand jury which was actually suspended, and then a number of the investigators in the DA's office left. So a lot of these loose ends haven't been tied together. So I would say that right now, I don't really see where this is all going if the DA in New York and the Justice Department isn't going to pursue it. What, in fact, is going to happen is completely imponderable. It becomes a political spectacle unless the government pursues legal charges.
Well, what do you make about all of this? Because, I mean, his supporters, of course, are saying, look, this is a concerted attempt to stop Trump running in the 2024 election. Is it all politically motivated?
Well, it's hard to know that. I mean, but, you know, if you think about it, you'll remember that there was a Hillary Clinton and the Clintons had a server and thousands of emails, and that was investigated and nothing came of it. So it's one thing to to bring legal proceedings. It's another thing to bring legal proceedings against a former president. That is a very formidable issue. That is so formidable that it can really upset the whole political balance. By the way, we have midterm elections coming in about 90 days. And why did the government go and search the records at Mar-a-lago? Because there's sort of an unwritten rule that they do not bring proceedings of a high political intensity 90 days in the 90-day period before the midterm elections. So there are a lot of moving parts here. So the question is, where is this going to go? And what are the next steps going to be from a legal point of view? Now, the point about the election and the January 6th hearings, those are purely political unless something comes out of it again through the Justice Department. So all the roads lead to the Justice Department federally and to the state attorneys general. There is a proceeding, as you know, in Georgia involving Trump's interference and trying to get votes in Georgia. Where's that going? So there's a whole array of cases going on, but where do they go? The point that you asked, which is your question, does this have to do with Trump running for office? Well, I mean, it's certainly going to affect it in the point that people will see this and constantly hearing these new developments. But Trump's supporters, if you look at the supporters themselves, they are, I think, absolutely resolute in supporting Trump. In fact, the more
I was going to ask you this, Mark, actually. You see, this is really interesting, that it seems to be galvanizing Trump's supporters. They're absolutely outraged on behalf of Trump, and it's also angering some Republicans.
Oh, absolutely, but I think it's really 2 prongs. Prong number 1 is the galvanizing, as you say so aptly, about the supporters. They do not care about any of these proceedings. All they see is, as you said before, political motivation. But at the same time, the Republican Party itself is in great jeopardy of continuing to be a major party in this country. And many of the, for example, the New York Post, a major Republican newspaper in New York, had a big editorial against Trump yesterday, blaming him for bringing up this election fraud issue and causing the Georgia Senate seats to go to the Democrats. So there is a fear in the in the mainstream Republican Party that Trump is damaging the chances for the Republican Party in the midterms and also in 2024. But the supporters are still there. So what we have is a very, very confusing political situation that is very hard to unravel, and in many respects is something that we haven't seen before.
Really interesting to get your analysis there, Mark. Thank you very much indeed, Mark Meirowitz there.